Now, in the course of testing 4-cycle motors here, one of the things we've kind of done is put the YS on the back burner. This motor is just, it's going to require too much time and energy on my part to even hope I can get it right. And since other people are already testing it, Pete Bergstrom's testing it, Charles Mackey's testing it, I figured I'd stick with the one that's working the best for me so far. And that's the Max 70. Now, sometime later this week we have, and I want to thank Don Dixon, who is sending us one of the first Sato 72s, and Elliot Scott, who's sending us a Laser 70. We'll see which one gets here first. But for right now, we still have the OS 70 in the plane. We have a couple of things we still want to try. One of the things we still wanted to experiment with, and I still feel like, even though we can fly competitively now, we can try, and it's a good time to experiment because we still have the contest in Massachusetts coming up. We probably won't have the tank ready by then, but here's my theory anyway. And I'm willing to, I'll probably put some of this out on the internet, see if anybody gets some other ideas. Here's what typically happens on a 6-ounce tank, a 4-ounce tank. Well, what happens is, let's assume that toward the end of the flight, and you go through this in increments of minutes. At minute 4, on a 6-ounce tank, you're probably here. And on a 4-ounce tank, you're probably here. So what really happens is, at the same point in time, if you're using a 6-ounce tank, what happens, a 6-ounce tank still has an ounce of fuel in it because a 2-cycle engine is using more fuel. A 4-cycle engine toward the end of the tank has less fuel. And what I've noticed is there are a few places in the pattern where I can tell that fuel is bouncing away from the pickup tube. Now, because there's less fuel, obviously on maneuvers it'll go up to this corner, down to that corner. When you have more fuel, you don't have that problem. Now, one of the ways you could deal with this is just use a bigger tank, and after the end of the flight run, 10 extra laps, 20 extra laps. I don't like that idea either, because one of the things we're trying to do is come up with some kind of an economy. One of the advantages we, in theory, should have at the end of this is fuel economy. So what I want to try to do with this system, I want to try to come up with a little invention for the tank and see if it works. And if it does work, obviously it would work on 2 cycles too. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, haven't had the time. What I've seen happen is this. When you run the plane to where it's using up all the fuel in the tank, that means at the end of the flight it's got very little fuel in there. Remember, that tank is very small. Is right over here, there'll be a lean spot. There'll be a spot where it's obviously picking up something other than solid fuel. Sometimes in the overhead 8 at its lowest spot, you'll hear a little bit of a hesitation. Now remember, when a 4-cycle hesitates, burps, a 2-cycle does it, it's firing every cycle, so it's really a lot less pronounced than when you miss a cycle on a 4-cycle. It has to go 4, that prop's gone around 2 more full cycles before you can get a firing stroke. Now what I noticed is, at the end of the last test session, what I do is there'd be some funny spots when I'd pick the nose up or point the nose down, either in a dead up or a dead down, and that usually, the solution for that is, in the past, the way we've solved that problem with 2 cycles is to put a baffle in the tank. This has been a Big Jim, has always had baffles in his tanks, and he still makes excellent gas tanks. I still have a bunch of them. Woody Midgley puts a different kind of a baffle. It goes along the side, but basically the baffle holds the fuel at the back of the tank. Now, one of the things I wanted to try, and I thought this would be a great time, because I don't want to go to a larger fuel tank if I can get away with it, or if I just want to make the tank just big enough. So to try to cure, and these are not monumental problems, they're little spots where the engine, when it's running relatively rich, there's a few times I've heard it kind of burp or miss or whatever, and I know we're really getting low on fuel. If you're just practicing, you'd probably want to fly out level, but since we're trying to develop this and push it to the limit, I thought this would be one of the things worth trying. Now, one of the ideas I've had for a long time, and this is a good time to try it, is I wanted to make a 4-ounce tank or maybe a 4.5 ounce tank would be okay. I'll leave the extra ½ ounce so I can run the higher nitro fuel. I can test the higher nitro fuel since I have a whole case of it now. What I wanted to do is in the back of it, I wanted to make like a chicken hopper, a little extension off the back, maybe a ½ inch, 1/4 inch, some amount, and run the pickup tube down into that. So that when that fuel is at the very back of the flight, and again, probably 1 million people have tried this, I don't know, but since I always like to do the test myself, this is going to be a good excuse to do it. Now what I thought I could do is in the end of that, I can unsweat the end cap, pull out the tube. Right in this corner I can put a piece of tubing and then put my piece of tubing, the actual pickup tube, right inside of that. So that in the end, when that last bit of fuel, it'll kind of wind up in here, and I won't tend to get those lean little, and they're not terrible. They're just things that on a 2-cycle would be less objectionable, because you wouldn't even hear it. You just hear the motor burp lean a little bit. But on a 4-cycle, you always have that, where if it misses 2 or 3 strokes in a row, you have the possibility it could even shut off, let alone just run rough. So I have a little bit of time today. I want to try this. I may not do it tonight, in fact. Once I get the day's work done, I want to get in here, take the back off a tank, make up a little piece, and then put a new pickup tube in. And then after the contest in Massachusetts, or we're really not going to get to fly until then, I'm hoping this tube is going to fill up this little piece, and that'll then give me some real stability. The fuel won't tend to jump out as it would on this, where it would tend to jump up into the corners. Now, is this going to work? Who knows? We'll try it for sure. And one thing I never do is, if I find something and it doesn't work, this is a part of it that a lot of people, they kind of miss it. Well, if you figure something like this and it doesn't work, it's just as important to know, whoops, skip that. No need to try that again. Well, that's part of the thing the video can do, is help steer you away from things that other people have done, and Bob Zambelli's internet site, of course, too. Stay away from things that you know are not going to work. Or sometimes knowing what not to do, like in our case, we were disappointed with the YS. If we can save some other people some the time and energy of testing or the money of buying, great. And if Big Art and Pete Bergstrom, if they all have luck, I hope they'll share it with us. I'm sure they will. With an ordinary, this is a 4.5 ounce fuel tank, and I'm going to unsweat the back so I can take the back off of this. It's a brand new tank. Let's just see how this is going to work out. You never know. I don't want to redo all the joints, but I certainly just want to get enough heat as soon as I see the solder melt. Always easier to do this to a new tank. Now you can look in and get an idea how those vent tubes are laid out. That back joint, tank's getting hot. As soon as it gets a little warm, I can pull the vents right out. Like I said, when it gets warm, you can almost pull the vents out. Like I said, you should always pull the vents out from the back. I looked inside the tank. It's the Uniflow pipe coming up along here. Overflow up in the corner. I'm going to have to obviously cut a hole in here so that I can attach that little piece of tubing on the back. With the Dremel tool, sawed off a little piece of this, get it over to the grindstone and grind nice smooth flat edges on it. You're right, it gets hot. I want to get this perfectly clean, and I mean really clean. I'll do that with some fine sandpaper, because to get a good soldering joint, everything has to be perfectly clean. I want to deburr it in the inside. Get it really clean. Again, I've never tried this, but I know the combat people, carrier people, well, they all use little, like, in essence, this is like a chicken hopper tank. And if it doesn't work, we'll just keep it for a spare tank, or just put a standard, an ordinary back on it. Since we made the tooling for the Taffender, what are now the Brodak end caps, we have plenty of little spares if we need them. Or we could even get a couple from John if we need them. I'll locate a hole for the pickup tube. Peeps runs over and steals the sandpaper. Hey! Hey, you teenager! He's got my sandpaper. I can't believe it. Give me that sandpaper back! Notice how he obeys. What I have is an oversized hole so that fuel will drain in here. Let's fit this all up before I do the soldering joint. I can leave that piece there. Actually, I'm trying to figure out, because I want to solder, put the Uniflow tube back where it was. Soldered the front piece of the joint. I angled this piece back, and always leave it 1/8 of an inch from the end of the tank, or some amount, otherwise it just runs that last drop of fuel out. Now I need to solder these two together again. 1 drop of solder in there. President Solder calling. Can you believe this? Now what I always try to do, and it never really works, I try to use the original solder that was on here and just sweat it in. There are people in the world that are worse solderers than I am, but it's always close. There we go. And there's always a spot where it doesn't want to flow. Oops. See if you can get the original solder to flow, obviously the tank will be lighter too. Now the next little thing to do is get this little piece. Let's see how that'll confine that. I want to get this perfectly placed. It's all Stay Bright solder, of course. What I'm trying to do here, and it's not really working out, I wanted to tin this side. Just get some solder up there. Okay. I wanted to get this tube. Let's see if I can just heat the tube. Okay, now let's see what that looks like. Cap on, obviously I'll just trim that extra off and then clean up the soldering joints. These curved scissors seem to be real efficient at doing this. I don't want to make that joint so thin. The next thing I'm going to do is go over to the sink and get some Brillo. First deflux all the joints with baking soda and water. This will be an interesting test. Took us about an hour to make this up. So you can figure you've got an hour investment. If it doesn't last, doesn't work, I have to trim that front tube also. And we'll see if that little chicken hopper is going to solve our problem. Now even if this works, we'll keep the tank that's in the plane as a spare. You're going to want to deburr all these edges for sure. I've had more trouble over the years with tanks where this edge was like a razor blade and cut through the tubing. Also, I like to put little threads or knurls. These are just rough women's finger things. Maybe not women's finger things. Maybe that's not politically correct. Make sure those edges are nice and smooth. Anything like this, you want to get some baking soda and water anytime you use Stay Bright and get the joints defluxed. And the last thing, then I clean and polish them. And the reason to polish them is just to get the acid and the flux off. Then I'm going to fill a tank with alcohol, flush that out, put paint thinner in it, flush that out. This is where having one of those SIG fuelers really helps. You can use a SIG fueler. And then put fuel in it, let the fuel sit overnight. And then flush it out with some 2 or 3 tanks, I guess, until I see it coming clean. And we're ready. Test our little invention. We're not going to put this in until we get a flyable day that I can... See, the thing is, I want to be able to compare this back to back with the other tank. And I'm not going to be able to do that if I just put it in randomly. Or maybe we'll wait till after the contest. We have 1 day to prepare for the contest, and it's supposed to rain, so much for that. And we'll see how that little invention works. About an hour, and obviously no money, just a piece of tubing. Probably, and if it does work, we'll try it on our 2-cycle planes too. Edging and sweeping and stuff, and I came across, and I don't know what kind of egg this is, but it's obviously the egg of a baby bird, and he's alive. And I'm gonna try to save his life, of course, but before I even go through any of this, I have to tell you, I've tried this 3 or 4 times already and been relatively unsuccessful. But this little guy, now I have high hopes for him. He looks like he's wanting to get born here or whatever. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make him a little nest of his own. You can see my hands are all dirty from working outside. Try to make him a little nest and see if I can, because of Peeps, our other baby bird, who we were able to save, but he was a lot older than this. Just looking at this guy. Now, I looked all over to see if there was a nest outside. I could not find a nest. Look at that little face. Come on. Look at that mouth. Look at that little mouth. So we're going to see in the days to come if we're, I guess leaving them out in the driveway is a sure death sentence, so whatever we manage to do will be better for him than that. I made our little friend a little box here. I don't know if this is going to be what he wants, but it looks like he's, look at him go. He's getting ready to break out of the shell. Now this is, I'm just recording this for my own information. This is the little food that we had when Peeps was a baby, and it's been about 6 hours since he's been down here. I don't even know if this is going to be the right thing to do. It sure looks like he's eating it. Hey, come on, little guy. Now if you really listen quietly, you can hear he makes little sounds already. Oh, he's eating something here. Let's see if Peeps will be quiet for a minute. Maybe you can listen to him making these sounds. Can you hear that sound? Looks like he's eating it. Ah, he's eating it. Hey, and if you think I'm going to stay up all night tonight feeding you like I did with Peeps, you're crazy. You'll eat in the morning. He's eating it. I don't believe it. This is like an amazing thing. I've never seen it. Boy, I'm going to record this every day now, as for as long as this little guy, assuming he's going to live a little bit. He's eating. Look at that little mouth. When I come back in the morning, I hope he's going to be good, doing okay. He peeps. He's making little sounds. I wish you could hear that. Can you hear that? Can you hear that sound? Oh my God, I can't believe how these things happen to me. And we'll see you in the morning. I hope you're still alive when I come back down. Now this is day 2 and I came down here looking and I can see, this is early in the morning, I can see the egg is empty and here's our little friend. Oh my God, look at the size of this guy. Oh God. Hey little guy. He's covered with the stuff from the egg. I have to get some cotton or something. Karen, do we have any cotton? The little hatchling needs cotton. I need to go to the store and buy him some cotton. He's out of his egg. The hatchling is out of his egg completely. Oh my God, little guy. I gotta make him a little nest with cotton or something. I don't know if you can see this little guy. This to me is totally amazing. I've never in my whole life seen this. We've named him the hatchling. I don't think I can zero in on him any closer than this. This morning he's totally out of his egg. Now I'm assuming I can just get rid of this egg. I don't need the egg for anything. Oh God. Hey, hey, are you hungry? We gotta figure out how to feed you. It doesn't even have wings yet. My God, what a little baby. We gotta improvise some kind of a little nest here, I think. What can we possibly do to make him a nest? Oh, he's hungry too. Oh my God, he's hungry. I think what it looks like I'm going to have to do is get some cotton. He's out of his egg, Care.
Oh my God.
He's cute.
He's cute. He's naked.
Well, so what? You're naked in the morning too. What's the difference?
No, I mean he has no hair.
No hair, no feathers. He's nothing. I have to go get a bird book today and find out what I can do to keep him alive. I'm trying to make him a little concoction. I don't know if he's smart enough to eat yet, though. Is he smart enough to eat? Are you smart enough to eat yet? It looks like he's eating the food, Care. I can't tell. He's opening and closing his mouth. I can't tell if that's eating or not. God, he's got little feet. Look at these little feet. He's a bird. I wish I knew what kind of bird he was, in fact. Oh my God, what a baby. It's a couple hours later now. I checked in with the local veterinary hospital and they said he needs to be fed once an hour, so I don't know if this is exactly what they mean. Oh, he's taking the food. Hey! Hey, who's your mama? Oh, he looks like he's got a little energy going on in there. Come on. Come on, hatchling, you can do it. Come on, hatchling. Oh my God, he's so cute. Come on, hatchling. You can do it. You can do it. You gotta making a mess. Oh God, he's so cute. Hatchling, I have a business to run. I can't play with you all day. You're gonna wind up costing me a lot of money. But I think you'll be worth it. Okay. Once an hour. We'll see the hatchling in an hour and see if he's, hour by hour, if he's alive. It's an adventure. Here we are. It's late in the afternoon, and I don't know if this is a good sign, but he went to the bathroom for the first time. Now I gotta, oh my God, I can't believe this. Hatchling. Let me get this out of here, hatchling. Hatchling went to the bathroom, so I guess this is a good sign. God, I'd make a wonderful mother. Look at this little hatchling. Oh my God, I love this guy. I hope you make it. You could be Peeps' brother here. Now, we just happen to have this. Oh, he's peeping already. Karen, he's peeping too. Just like Peeps when we first got Peeps. Hey. Watch this. Watch him if he wants this food. Come on. Oh. Mama's coming with the food. Hey, we got a whole toothpick load of food here for you, hatchling. Oh my God, what a beast. I don't know if you can hear this on the video. He's peeping. He's definitely peeping. Now, the trick that I found was always when you give him some food, he needs a little drink of water too at the end of it. Oh, this little guy's going to be something if he lives. I don't have a lot of hopes, but I've had birds that have not made it. He looks... What the hell is he doing now? He's upside down. Hatchling, come on, you're upside down. Oh, he's showing a little energy, showing a little stamina. Hatchling. Oh my God, he's so cute. A little bit of water. Let's see, I have a little spray bottle with water. Well, I guess if he's going to the bathroom for the first time, that's a good sign. Who's your mama? We'll put hatchling, let him sleep here. We got a little light on him, keeping him nice and warm. Now we'll take another little nap. He eats, naps, and poops. That's the big three. Well, he made it through another night. This is day 3 of the, well, I don't know what we're going to call this, but he looks like he's still alive. Yep, he's moving. He's moving. And I'm trying to give him the food that's really mushy. This little mushy food. Come on, little guy. Come on, are we hungry? He's still got those chunks of the egg hooked onto him. I don't want to take it off just in case there's a reason they're on there. It looks like he went to the bathroom again. Ay, ay, ay. Which I guess is a good sign. Hey, little guy, I'm trying to make you comfortable. See, you can hardly even pick him up. You can't even pick him up, in fact. Like I said before, I don't have a lot of high hopes that we're going to have a baby bird, but we're sure not going to let him go either. There we go. I've been trying to give him little drops of food, little drops of water. Look at those little feet. Look, there he's taking a little food. I wish we knew what kind of bird he was. Hey, he's restless now. That must have woken him up. There we go. Get some food down the hatch. Come on. Come on, I'm your mama. Try to make him a little more comfortable. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Get rid of this old soiled stuff. Okay. Oh my God, you're so small. Whoops. Okay, whoops. There we go. Oh, now he looks like he's hungry. Come on. Believe me, I think it's a miracle that he's lived 3 days under these conditions. I left the air conditioning off in the house so that he'd be nice and warm. It's about 82 degrees in the house. Come on, you still hungry? There we go. There we go. Come on, little guy. He got his mouth open again. There we go. There's the big mouth open. Come on. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come on. Come on, open that mouth. Here we go. You can see his little heart beating and everything here. Look at those little feet. Little feet. Hey. Seems like that food is too dry. Oh, he's opening his mouth. Is that what your mama would be doing, pushing food down your throat? Look at that little foot. Look at that little foot. He's so cute. Morning feeding day 3. Well, despite our best, my best effort, I think, or our best efforts, the little bird passed away this afternoon. And I'm not sure, I'm sad, that's for sure. But he's in our garden. We bury him in our garden. Any of our animals, our fish that pass away. And when we see the flowers bloom, obviously, in a way, they're still with us. But we had him for 4 days. He was just the cutest little thing, and I'm just sad to see him go. About the little bird, but believe it or not, this bird, the one that did live, kind of makes it all worthwhile. Hey! Anyway, this came in on the computer, and I need to put this on the thing. This is from Bruce Hunt, and he has found this site. It's got a lot of typhoon information, and I'll put this up on the screen. I don't have a color printer. My printer does not print in color, so I wanted to get some of these. There's 5 photos here and some information. I'll put the address on if you look. I know Walt Brownell is interested, and probably Elliot is interested. Sorry for the line jumping across the screen, but that's what happens when you take a picture of a television screen. I like the question mark on the invasion stripes. That's kind of cool. Anyway, from Bruce Hunt, I'm just going to, thanks a lot, I appreciate this, but if somebody out there has a color printer and they can print me some, decent quality, I can put them, actually right now beggars can't be choosers, with my computer budget being 0. Anyway, typhoons. This is some of the information we really like to have, the detailing. And we'll get somebody, maybe John, maybe somebody with, with a color printer. I know, somebody will be able to do it. We're real excited about the Typhoon, and believe me, we are extremely excited. I think this is going to be a really cool model, and we're still hoping. In fact, we have some stuff on email today that came in for the throttle control. Anyway, a really great site, and special thanks to Bruce Hunt. Believe it or not, FedEx was just here with Karen's birthday present. Shared a moment with us. FedEx brings her Dolly. Oh my God, happy.
Looks like somebody tampered with this.
Yes, Dolly's probably not a virgin.
You opened it the wrong way.
We're trying to open the box. It's actually a foam wing from John Duncan. Not really.
Better not be.
All right, open it up, baby.
Oh, she's backwards. She's upside down. Beautiful.
Now, what do you say? Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Are her eyes open and closed or not? No. Get your hands off of my doll.
It's not your doll. It's my birthday present. She's beautiful.
Now, how many dolls do you have altogether?
I don't know. Maybe.
Tell Don Dixon the truth. How many dolls?
Maybe 30.
30?
Maybe. We'll have to count. Not enough. Definitely not enough. But look at the face on this one.
We could trade her in for a nice 4-stroke. I think they're just about being even swap for a nice 4-stroke. What do you think?
This is my birthday present. You can't have her.
Forget it, huh? Even comes with his own accessory bunny. I don't know if it's a cat or a bunny or what the hell this is. What am I? A bunny? A dog?
Was this part?
You gotta put her hair thing in.
I don't know how to put it in.
A wonderful doll collection. Believe me, how many are there now? Has to be 1,000 in here. We love them all. It's what, 6:45? Early in the morning. We're leaving the beautiful downtown streets of Rutherford. Beautiful, probably the last time we'll ever see the leaves on the trees here. Heading up to Wentham, Massachusetts for a 2-day contest, Dave Cook's contest. First time we've been to this new field. So we have directions which guarantees we're going to get lost. looks like it's going to be a cloudy day, Kara. I hope they have nice weather. I mean, it's really getting cold.
We have our winter coats.
When it's cold in Massachusetts, it's cold. So we finally arrive after about a 4-hour ride. A little bit of rain, not much, at the Wrentham site. It looks like we're going to have 2 nice days of flying. It's still early and it's still breezy and the rain is coming, so we're going to try to get everybody as soon as possible. Oh, the old green Cardinal's still flying every day. Amazing the kind of service life you get out of a plane when you build it solid. This would make a great test plane, by the way. Let's see, when was this built? 87. This is actually newer than a red one. Anyway, you can see it's still cloudy, so not going to belabor the point. We'd like to get, well, get a couple of practice flights anyway before the rain comes. And tonight we're having a little, kind of a banquety kind of thing, which is always good up in the New England area here. I hate seafood, I hate clams, I hate lobsters, so Dave Cook is already working on a throttle, a 4-stroke throttle too. We hope before the weekend's out we'll get some good ideas from him, some good feedback of what he intends to do. Looks like somebody just set the high school on fire.
I was going to use O-rings, but you got phone.
Hey, nice plane, nice plane. Whoa! I didn't realize I was in a company of greatness here.
I was on there, you got your patch.
Wow, that looks nice. You fly it yet?
No, I haven't flown it today. Got a 4-inch and 3/4 spinner on there.
Yeah, you better take that off. Give it to me for safekeeping.
That was a rare.
A guy with your ability not to crash should have a rubber spinner on there. He should have a rubber bumper on there. Wow.
And everybody's yelling, there it goes another one, he's going to pull it.
Yeah, that'll look nice on Miss Ashley, boy. You better, let's see, can we get that off?
1 3/4, Wendy.
That'll fit right on Miss Ashley, right? We put it right on there right now.
Peter, if it ends up missing,
Wait a minute.
want to narrow down.
If he goes to the bathroom, he won't have to go to the bathroom all day. I'll give somebody $10 if they steal that and mail it to me.
You know,
We'll trade for videos, Pete.
You know, matter of fact,
I thought you loved me. You said you were going to do nice things for me. Look at this. Boy, that love went right out the window.
True spinners don't fit as nice as those.
Whoa, they're nice. Get that off. You shouldn't fly with that. You're gonna munch that up. That thing is toast with you at the handle. What did you use for it? Let me see the wheels. What are they, pizza pies or something?
You know something, I was thinking about that. The bass.
Wow, what are they, bass?
Bass wood, I made them.
You reinvented the wheel. Why don't you stick to just... You believe this stuff?
Well, you know what?
I'm the one that invents things. You're the one that's supposed to spend money so I can pay my mortgage.
Camera fixed up, you put that thing up.
You're going to put Brodak out of business and Dave Brown and everybody.
No! I got a set of Dave Brown wheels here. I just wanted to try these on the grass.
Yeah, they're not going to work.
They'll fold right up, right?
Well, why take a chance and you break the gear out of the wing? Unless you did it the windy way.
No, they're in there good.
On this warranty I see running out very soon.
All the way up.
You put the uprights all the way up? Okay. Yeah, that's good.
And they're reinforced.
That'll work.
Yep.
Pete, it looks great, really.
Thanks,
Seriously, it looks good.
Yeah, thanks.
I like the tissue. This is great.
Well,
You cut that all out, or?
I was explaining to Gary what happened to the tin. And I called Bill Lindemann up. And he explained to me how just to do it. And,
Bill Lindemann is a master of this stuff. Yeah.
This is
Nice. This is a good idea too, by the way.
I put those in. Yeah.
Great.
This
Yeah.
plane was supposed to be built with 1/8 flaps.
No,
and I made him on a 3/16 and took him down.
Yeah.
I said,
This is a nice little touch for a profile. I like that. Then if you have to tweak it a little bit,
Yeah, I got them on top and bottom.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's
I
excellent.
remember you suggesting that if you're gonna reinforce anything, do it that way if you can.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what I did on the profile Cardinal.
The day that comes up through the balsa wood, you wish you had that plywood on it or that extra.
Well, there's aluminum in there too.
Yeah.
I got the aluminum.
That's what happened on this when I didn't.
Yep. Oh, look, has it? Oh, yeah. I've got planes with this on it. I've got a lot of those, actually. Yeah, that's...
I built that a long time ago. It was.
And you're always thinking, it won't break, and it's like, it comes right through.
You go to tweak it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the flaps down here and the horns up here. You know.
Sure. Yeah, it ruins your whole day, that's for sure.
This is about ready for the.
That's ready for the 4-cycle test program. I think you should donate it this afternoon.
Ignite your fireplace.
No, we need a little plane for testing 4-strokes. That's actually a good candidate. The dumpier it is, the better, too, because I don't want to be concerned, if I have to land it inverted or something. I'm so glad to hear Dave's working on a throttle. He can do all the hard work and I'll steal the credit.
Flies the same way Cook flies.
Yeah, that's too bad.
With. It's too bad.
Another, you really. Have you heard dinosaurs are extinct? That belongs in a museum, not at a flying field. No, there's a couple of guys. I just saw somebody at the contest flying with that. Old timers like that.
It's the first one I've seen in several years now. It's been a while.
Cold. You don't get me cold. My boss, if I call in sick, he says, yeah, you ain't getting paid. How are you, Lena? You doing okay? Boy, that guy, I wonder if he's got a throttle on that. I have no idea what the average life expectancy of a stunt ship is, but I know this is definitely a little bit better than average. I talk about a plane that would be cool with a throttle. Whoa. We talked. Peter Michael went to tweak the flap on Gary's plane and broke the horn right out. Peter, yeah, look at this!
Oh my.
Peter, look at this! Gary, listen to this word.
Now that my ailerons are working just fine.
I want to introduce you to a word, bulletproof. Not Peter Michael, bulletproof
You
either.
don't find any planes I've built in the last 6 years.
Oh, man. When you want to play in the last 15 years, that ain't going to do it, baby. No way, Jose. These things you have in a plane, Pete, by the way, they're great. See, that would have saved Gary.
What's that?
That little thing on the horns?
Yeah, I got them
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This
We
is
were just
old.
talking about that.
Yeah.
What are you,
I've been there. What do you think? I didn't invent this stuff. I just was smart enough to see somebody else.
What are you going to
And
have?
I don't want to have it happen to me.
I don't know, because this flap.
Came right out.
Came right out. I've got some.
And sometime, that even happens in flight on a windy day, and then goodbye airplane.
Felt it too.
Yeah, of course. Once it's oil soaked, then it's hard to get a good glue joint.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we could do is
No, I'll tell you exactly how to fix. Get 2 pieces of plywood, like postage stamps.
and put them on.
Drill 4 little holes and put bolts through them. Don't even put glue, because that's oil soaked. From the monocoat letting oil in there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's going to be like the next time you fly,
He's going to lose it again.
bong, And I'd make one for the other side too, just so
And
they.
I'll tell you what happens with
This
this.
pilot is saying, please make those little things, Gary, please."
Outside maneuvers, the plane was about 20 feet closer to me.
Ailerons. You know how ailerons work in a real plane? That's how they work.
Really good in one direction. It would work
Yeah.
good in another direction.
Wow.
But when you went up,
Yeah.
Forget it. It had neutral.
everything with this scenario here, when you go outside, only this flap, the plane would come right at you.
Years ago, Gary, guys would use 332nd horns. They'd go over to the pits and wipe the plane off, and the plane would fly.
Change the.
Yeah, from wiping a plane off.
Well, like I say, when this plane I built a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
it's old technology.
Before I learned
we
to
have
fly
the
the
technology, that plane was built.
It's before we have that's the Noldrin deck.
No, and there's so many guys that probably are
Yep.
the same boat.
Oh, yeah.
before you learn to fly the pattern, you never built the plane to last
No,
more than a year.
no.
Because you never knew what you were going to do. And when it crashed, you say, hey, build another one.
I just talked to a guy.
$15 for this kit. I mean,
I just talked to a guy from Canada. He's building a Profile Cardinal, and he says, this is the first plane I carry to last more than 3 flights. I said, well, now's the time to start, you know.
yeah. I mean, and now it's, you know, you see the errors.
Yeah, that's
of
a
your ways.
shame,
I
yeah.
know it was like this, and
Yep.
you know, but I never figured it's like this thing. If I knew I was going to be this old, I would have taken better care of myself.
Billy Martin. Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't have had so many girlfriends when I was young.
So,
Gonna look so good on Miss Ashley, I'll tell you.
I thought you had a couple of these.
No, I was waiting for you. Promised you were gonna send me one.
You didn't even know.
You said no problem. You said,
Peter, when he was building the fuselage,
and I begged you on my knees, and you said, "Hey, Wendy, yeah,
I
yeah."
saw it.
Well, you should have left it home today, because I know where it is.
I would have.
There'd be a plastic spinner on the
I
plane.
can't put one on there either. I
Oh,
would have put the True Turn on there.
oh, Peter, I want that spinner so bad. I'll volunteer to judge today. Do you want to win this contest?
You hear what he said?
Peter, you've never won yet, have you? We can arrange that today. That spinner,
a shingle will work for you, Woody.
that spinner's worth first place in my book. Nice spinner, nice wheels. Peter, that spinner belongs on Miss Ashley, not on this, whatever this thing is.
Right.
Aldo Cargill's running a brand new PA-61. See what kind of luck he's got with this. Similar to an old Drindak, except it looks like this is a side exhaust. We'll take a look at it later.
It is.
This time of year, everybody's experimenting with new stuff. Talk about a candidate for a four-stroke here. This is a plane I'm sure would respond well to a nice Max 70 or a Sato 72. PA-61 and Waldo Cargill's new ship.
All right, guys.
How long you been playing with toys? Which one of these toys is your favorite, Cap?
Just like your doll, Wendy.
My doll.
Just like yours.
Yeah, it is my doll. Put that back.
Getting used to it for the next stage.
We're having grandchildren soon. I give these kids an ultimatum. Flip that over. Let me see how that looks. Flew the plane?
Yeah, he said it was
Made in flight. Okay. Looks nice in the air. Did he make that from a kit or scratch build it?
No, he scratch built it.
Yeah, I know he had other ones. This one looks like the best, that's for sure. First flight of Peter Michael's new plane. Work out, Gary, okay? Lollipop sticks, yeah, that'll work. You know, actually what you could do with that, you could shim that and make like a tweak the flap deal.
It doesn't stay up.
Up.
Fifth, I think.
Fifth? Okay.
I'm after Mr.
I like fifth. Now we got two lefties here today flying clockwise. From Lena?
Yes, for inviting her to the wedding.
Wow! Where's my present? Where'd she go? Where's my present?
That's for you and
What am I? What am I, toast?
that's for you and
Are you going to be a lawyer when you grow up?
no, but that's for you and her.
You should have bought me a gift. No.
Well, that's for both of you.
Tell Wendy what you're going to be when you grow up.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
A vet, a singer, and
A vet, a singer, what else?
And you want to take video of a lot of people acting silly, huh? No. Fresh kid.
flyer.
Jim Borelli, first official here.
Wendy's a shoe salesman. He's taking pictures of everybody's shoes.
Got to get a job working for Firestone on their wheel development. All right, Jimmy, make it a good one, baby.
Oh, this is fine.
Yeah, it looks like the rain is coming, but it's holding out for us, so we're just take it while we
You don't
can.
have to fly. I'll concede.
Got the new electric starter. You don't even have to touch the prop to get it started.
Jimmy, I don't know where the wind is.
That is really great. I love those electric starters. Boy, fantastic. Even adjust the needle valve by itself. Jim Borelli, first official. Flying a classic Thunderbird. Thunderbird. As we speak, let me make a correction. Waldo Cargill took out the PA-61 and put back in a Tiger 60. So he's obviously got some tuning yet to do on that. We're hoping to see some more flights, but it looks like he's already abandoned that approach. other day we had Woody's card. Woody had the same Thunderbird with a Tiger 46, and we basically, everybody at the contest flew the same plane. We were just bored. We had to invent our own contest, and up in Westover, and we had a great shootout. Suarez won on the second round after some very suspicious judging. It was a lot of fun. And they were just glad it's not raining on us. So far it's not raining. Whitlaw, you're ahead. Nice motor run here. Jimmy Borelli, first official. Daddy flying?
Yeah. What, Daddy's gonna crash on you?
Nah, you better not.
Nice flight, Jimmy.
Yeah, great flight.
All right, Jimmy.
Yeah!
Jerry Byers, first official. He too is employing the automatic electric starter where you don't even have to touch the plane to get it started.
All remote.
Remote starting.
There's a monster on.
We were out here yesterday when they
Oh.
set up the field. Look at the sunburn. Look at
It's not sunburn.
Good thing the sun's not
Did
out.
you ever hear a minoxidil? I'll give you some of mine.
This is what happens when you start using it and stop.
Oh, I'm not stopping. I use it.
Start. You got.
And I use the heavy duty stuff they won't even prescribe to women. Come on, put that electric starter on. I want to see this go.
What a guy, what a guy. Jerry Byers.
10-6, huh, Gary? Taken down.
Wave off. Rich run. Jerry Byers' first official wave off. Midgley with his Al Rabe Mustang. Talk about a plane that would look good with a 4-stroke here, Woody, baby. I like this angle. You can see the dihedral in the wing. Cool. Cool as a cucumber, Woody. Cool as cucumber with dihedral. Cool as a Warren Walker pickle. Warren, by the way, those pickles are great. You should go in a pickle business. Quit your modeling job and go in a pickle business. You sell them on the internet. Warren Walker pickles. Boy, are they good. Woody Midgley, first official.
Nice.
Oh! Al Rabe is gonna beat you to a pulp. Boy, Al Rabe doesn't want to see that. That's what happens when you have the gear too far back. He's got the gear too far back on that, Jim.
Didn't hurt it.
Yeah.
Nah, it didn't hurt it. The gear is too far back, Woody.
Oh, fiberglass.
Day one ends, and here's a little thing that worries me though. Look at this rock. Tell me you wouldn't be thinking about this rock coming down onto your WinStar. Bowling for WinStars here. Kind of gets me nervous being over here, but anyway. Still hasn't rained, but the report for tomorrow may be a wipeout. It's supposed to be rain. A cold, clammy New England morning, which sure looks like it's going to rain. We have a surprisingly good turnout, but there's nothing better than a cup of hot Dunkin' Donut coffee. They got all three circles going. They got a circle in the back here somewhere. They've been going. Yeah, he's going in the back. And one down the end. I guess these guys all really were young at one time. The old J.D. Falcon here, look at this. Pictures from Dave Cook's album here. Reinhardt's shark, looks like Joe's anyway. Bob McDonald's old Strathmore. Everybody was 9.
That was their restaurant. If they were any good, they'd be.
Part of Dick Woolsey's collection of stuff. The old Sterling Spitfire. Well, looks like we've beat the rain for the last half hour anyway. We're getting ready to start the day 2 of the contest. First official and expert, Dick Carvel. So far the rain is still holding up. Will the gods be with us? It's the question of the day. We had, funny story, we had the absolute worst meal of the century at this 99 Steakhouse. We waited an hour and 45 minutes to get served. And then they couldn't tell that we were on the list, so they gave us a hard time. Jim Borelli was ready to deck the guy out. Ready to give him a taste of New York sense of humor. Then the food was terrible. Suarez was the only smart one of the day. He didn't show up. We also have Woody Midgley, who brought down the parts for our wing, Nomex wing mold, and the 92 Cardinal, which we're going to use for very soon for a test plane. So we'll have a new test plane in case this red one loses parts in flight or something. It's getting near the end of its service life. Maybe it's only got about another 10 years left. Notice the respect I get from Suarez. He walks right in front of major movie producer of the world. Dick Carvel, first official. Still flying since, geez, built in 1987. Flown at the 88 Nats and at the 91 Nats. One of the, I think, only 5 in the world, legitimate 20-point airplanes. How much offsets he got, Jim? Use the same prop blade. Should have at least a 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch, that's good. As they work on Peter's new ship. Yeah. Here's the latest Cardinal kit owner who's going to promise. What material?
Paint, you mean?
Yeah, we're not going to paint any more with car paint, are we?
No more car paint.
No more car paint. How much weight did that car paint add to this plane? Mr. Brodak would like to know. A few ounces.
It's not measured in ounces. It's in pounds.
Oh, this plane was a great plane, and he decided to paint it with car paint.
Water-based, no less.
Water-based car
The
paint.
heaviest around. And a high
Wow.
solid clear.
Wow.
All the wrong things to do.
Was it urethane? Yeah, but Jimmy, his new Cardinal is going to be old Brodak dope. I guarantee it.
There is. I'm getting that line.
All right.
Going up in the initial order that they...
Really unusual finish here on this guy. Well, looks like it's just getting a little breezy now. Just starting to get breezy, but still no rain.
Got to be cleaned up. So, but it likes itself.
This will be Bill Hummel's first official. Actually, the sun has even come out. Running a big Brodak BY&O prop. Running a Big Jim Tiger 46. And his Nimrod classic legal plane from England, a design from England.
Flew at the World Championships, actually.
I'll tell you a funny story about Bill Hummel. He writes this thing in Stunt News based on Tom Dixon's experience of almost burning his house down. We go right out and buy, I think we have about 6 fire extinguishers in the house now. Anyway, we've got enough fire extinguishers. Looks like the fire department when you come into my cellar, but actually I think it's a good idea. And George Venturini being a former fire chief, he was really impressed. I think he's going to give me the Congressional Medal of Honor or something. But anyway, we do have many fire extinguishers now, thanks to Bill Hummel. Let's hope we never need them, and if you never need them, it's even better than if you need them. It's like an airbag. If you don't have to ever use the airbag, it's paid for itself in peace of mind. You know, it seems like the breeze is coming up just a tad. It's certainly nowhere near unflyable. And we are looking forward to, they've got a real good turnout today, just having a great old day, a good social day. And when we leave today, we'll have the parts of the wing mold, and we'll have that yellow Cardinal. We'll be ready to start retrofitting him up next week. Whoa, Billy Baby. Bill, often known for his exciting bottoms. Anyway, really like his Valkyrie. Been flying that Valkyrie. Boy, that's a nice flying plane. This looks like a pretty good flying plane. Small tail. Notice how small the tail is relative to the wing when he goes vertical. Years ago, the planes had much smaller tails than modern planes. Thinner wings, typically longer noses because the engines were lighter. But you can still make these classic designs really fly well. I mean, just look at some of the ones. Bobby Hunt's had a few that flew really well. Billy Warwich, Ted Fancher. You can really push them to the limit, especially if you can justify putting in a modern motor instead of an older motor. We just got our first hint of the wind coming up here. The first of the big little gusts just blew across the field. I just hope that isn't an indication of things to come. Bill Hummel, first official. Ortiz's old Condor, now being flown by Jim Borelli. Boy, it's amazing how many of these old planes we keep in circulation. They still fly well. I didn't know you were a movie star. Wow. You really are a cute kid. Derek Jensen on his first official. might have picked up some stuff in the filter here. Jerry Byers, first official. Looks like we're probably going to get the whole first round in before there's any hint of rain. Everybody's sitting on pins and needles here, though. Now, at the end of this meet, one of the things that's nice is the winner of intermediate, advanced, and expert, they get to have a fly-off to better their score. And the winner then becomes the winner for that year of the Mass Cup, which is a tradition we've had for, I don't know how many, 20 years or so. A long time anyway. Many of the people that have won it are here today and trying to win it again, of course. It's kind of a neat thing. I've won it a few times. Billy Suarez has. Jerry Byers has. Dave Eiskens, I'll go look at the cup later and see how many of some of the Dave Cook's son. It's a sport thing though. It's not a real intense thing. But it's kind of a neat tradition that we have up in the New England group. I'm going to try to, when I get to fly, which will be about 4 flights from now, try to recruit Mr. Peter Michael to shoot my flight, but he's busy flying in another event. I don't know if we're going to get it, but I just like to have it for my own references and records and whatever. Good to see Eric Jensen and Steve Busso here. Steve's judge and expert. Here comes the breeze again. Hey. Coming and going. Yeah, it's coming now. Anyway, the videos are always a good review, and like in our case, we can go back to other Mass Cup fly-offs we've had and different events, see people that, some of which aren't active in the hobby anymore, some of which have, like Mike Haravich, have unfortunately left us, passed away, but having that video record of who we are and what we've done as a group and individually, I think is like having a big picture album. Kind of a neat way of remembering the way things used to be and hopefully the way things are going to be. Easy on the bottoms here, kiddo. Now everybody that's competitive in this is always thinking they need to win the event with the lowest score possible, and that doesn't always work. You don't want to win with your best flight of the day, because then when you go to better the score, it's almost impossible, or impossible. And of course luck plays into it. A lot of times the weather changes, and in which case all the scores go down, and then it's the least amount that goes down that's the winner. We've had every scenario from running overtime to running out of fuel to 3 real good flights, and it was close by a point. Always a fun way to end the contest. And a nice tradition, and as always, well run by Dave Cook. Jerry Byers, first official. Of all the child labor laws, Jim Borelli makes his daughter wipe the plane off when there's nothing for supper.
Debbie buffs him, clean and clean.
Wow, I'll tell you that. Now that is, Jimmy, that is pro stunt.
I just got a fly.
Lena, my plane's dirty too. You want to go clean mine off? What do you mean, no?
It's an awful good aircraft in the field. Is that the original logo or that round one or that triangle? The triangle. Oh, I have that.
Well, it's the round one with a triangle in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Not the original.
Not the original. Okay, I have that. I like it.
I had to use the triangle.
Yeah.
Because when Paul had it.
Okay.
If you didn't, you were dead.
Okay.
And the
Lynn Smith, first official. Hey. He's ready. Are you going to be his permanent coach? Oh, okay. I'm going to send him some video. You look at it and try to help him, coach him along a little bit. I have video of him at the last 2 contests now. Yeah, he's having a great time. Make sure he pays you too. Pizza Hut. Again, we have a minute or two at the end of the tape. I want to thank Peter Michael for filming my flights. And by the way, Pete, I still want that Vico spinner. And of course, congratulations to Bob Robertshaw. This is the first time he's won the Mass Cup, a great tradition. And of course, flying a Cardinal kit that he, for some reason, renamed the Toucan. I guess he's confused about the world of birds. Just doesn't know one bird from another. So, this guy Bob Robertshaw, he doesn't know a toucan from a peepster? Does he know what he's doing, peeps? Robertshaw, you got to understand, there's differences. Toucans, Cardinals, just because you win the Mass Cup, you're not a celebrity now. Anyway, just to remind you, Peeps' used plane parts business is just doing great. And you want some toucan parts? Let's go rob Robertshaw's plane. Toucans. Now when I got home, on a sad note, this is Mike Rogers' pattern master. We've seen this on Brodak and on many other planes. And what happened on this was the flexible lead out failed at the bell crank. And what I saw, well, in my lifetime, I've seen about 2,000 of these type of crashes. That's why I kind of like using that forked end bell crank. We will not be using any slip the wire through the nylon type stuff here. Anyway, another beautiful plane bites the dust, and boy, this is the kind of stuff really makes you sick, makes you sad. We have some whole new projects going on at the shop, and I just want to go through them 1, 2, 3. We picked up some of the things up at the Mass Cup meet, and this is absolutely the beginning of a very exciting building season. This is the plane that in 1992 we flew with a piped 51, a Tiger 51. Dave Midgley has had it, several other people have had it. And what we're going to use it for now is a 4-stroke test plane. If and when we need it, and certainly because of the age of tradition, we certainly might be coming up on the end of its life cycle, but then I never know. But I always want to have another one ready to go. The Sato 72 is due to be here from Don Dixon, and also from Elliott, a Laser 70. First one here gets to go in the test plane. Seems funny we're using up all our old Concourse winners. It's kind of ironic anyway. Anyway, we will clean this up, and on one of the future videos be retrofitting in one of those motors. Another project that's just sitting here waiting to happen. The mold, the plug for the carbon fiber wing, I picked that up from Woody Midgley. We're ready to start laying up our base plate for the actual carbon fiber wing that's coming real soon. We also have thought about, Johnny Duncan made us a foam wing, and he's sheeting wings right now, and he guarantees 1-week delivery on sheeted wings. I was thinking of another possibility of just getting a sheeted foam wing and making a whole nother Miss Ashley as a test plane for 4 strokes. Another possibility. We know the Brodak Strega kit is due out soon, and for sure we're going to be trying to, if we can squeeze into our building, then build one of those up as a prototype. And of course the further development of Miss Ashley. More things coming. Everybody last year at this point in time was telling me how you never could get a carbon fiber fuselage plane. It was out of the realm of the average hobbyist. Well, it isn't out of the realm of anybody anymore. This is a reality. We can duplicate it over and over again. And I think all the development time we put into it certainly was worthwhile. The Red Baron still flying in Zambelli's Air Force. All the Philly Flyers taking turns flying that. By the way, at the end of this Mass Cup meet, we did get about, I don't know how many people, maybe 10. Dick Carvel, Bill Suarez, Waldo. Well, I can't even remember who else. A bunch of people to get a test flight on our OS Max 70, and I heard almost to a man that they were favorably impressed, so that was kind of nice. Even if we go back to 1987, this is the 87 Nats. Look how nice it looked when it was new with the wheel pants. It was the concourse winner that year. And since then, it has had, and like myself, had a very illustrious life. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed this Nats, even though the wind was blowing. We really did have, this was the very beginning of testing what my feeling was quiet mufflers, trying to make them as quiet as reasonably possible, whether piped or muffled. And we've certainly reached a point in our development with the four-strokes where I can say we're winning contests. We were fortunate enough after a very close battle with Bill Suarez to pull out a win, but what's more significant is Bill flew the plane after the meet, and he was favorably impressed and gave me some feedback. By the way, Robert Shaw, this is a toucan. This is a toucan, Robert Shaw. Is a cardinal. See, we have to educate these guys. It's only a matter of weeks now before, maybe not even that much, the weather has really gone south in a hurry here. We're going to miss the last contest of the year, I think, because of Carlos Serra's daughter getting married, and obviously we're going to go to the wedding. But we are already dreaming of typhoons. We're dreaming of throttles, and let me give you the latest feedback, and this is really significant stuff. Dave Cook, who runs this contest and did a wonderful job, by the way, and even despite the threat of rain and clouds, has run four-strokes for many years, loves four-strokes too, by the way, and one of the things he's been thinking about, maybe he even thought about it before me, I don't know, is throttle control. And he's going to make an official rule proposal to Dave Brown, president of the AMA, to let us use the 27 megahertz frequency, which is the ground frequency, possibly for control lines, so we could do away with the extra lines and the insulation and all of that garbage, and just put a little receiver in the plane, a receiver and a microserver, which would weigh probably less than 2 ounces. By the way, plenty of room up in the nose for all this hardware. One of the nice things about the Typhoon that's coming. Nice big wheels for flying off grass, nice big props. It may be the best building season of all time. And like the late Gary Levitz, when you commit to a certain amount of innovation and trying to push the envelope, there's always the possibility of failure, and you have to be willing to accept that. I've accepted it. We're trying to, within the next couple of years, make four-strokes available to other people. Carbon wings, carbon fuselages, carbon tanks. I think it's a given that carbon gear are already a major part of our hobby. They're already accepted by virtually everybody. I've not seen a lot of unhappy carbon gear people around. But you have to be willing to take the risk from the naysayers that always have to say, oh, it's not going to be done, you'll never get it done, it'll fall apart, it'll break, it'll explode. Well, this year we're going to be doing carbon wings. I'm sure the phone will be ringing off the hook with people that say it cannot be done. That's why I'm so glad that the AMA has recognized my efforts. I was very, very happy to be recognized for the Pioneers Award. And I congratulate all of the people already in the Hall of Fame and our newest member coming up very soon, Bobby Hunt and Bob Gildini, two really superb modelers. People that have pushed the envelope of what we have in a hobby, made new things available, and been world-class modelers all at the same time. Congratulations to both of them and all the members of the Hall of Fame. And a special thanks to people like Big Jim Greenaway that have made a substantial contribution to the hobby and yet seem to go unrecognized year after year. Jim, you have my vote either way. You are one of the masters of the hobby. And to old tradition, now, just when I built this plane, could I ever have looked into the future and seen a future so long, so bright? I could have never imagined it in my wildest dream. And boy, believe me, there are some wild modeling things coming in the next year. I'm hoping I'm going to get Joe Adamusco to be part of our Typhoon project, Walt Brown.